going to be doing today is we're not going to be doing parallel lines, we're doing perpendicular lines. Something we talked about yesterday in perpendicular lines is their slopes are negative reciprocals of each other. Okay. So if I have a negative 2/3 slope, then if it's negative, then my new slope will have to be positive. And the reciprocal is going to mean the flip of this number. So instead of 2/3, you're going to put 3/2. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change my slope from negative 2/3 to 3/2, because that's the negative reciprocal of a 2/3. So we went from this slope to this slope. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm simply going to substitute this number for my x value and this number for my y value. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 2. I'm going to open up a parenthesis right here, and I'm going to plug in what number for my x? I'm going to plug in a 2. And right here for my y value, I'm going to plug in a negative 3. And then what I need to find is I need to find my new y-intercept. So I'm going to put b, because we're doing this in the form of y equals mx plus b, slope-intercept form. So right now I have a negative 3 equals 2 times 3 is 6 divided by 2 gives me a 3 plus b. If I take away 3 from this side and take away 3 from this side to solve for b, that zeroes out. That becomes a negative 6. So my b value is equal to negative 6, which makes my final equation that's perpendicular to my original equation 3/2 x minus 6. Now this equation should pass through the point to negative 3. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to use Desmos to prove that I have the correct answer. So I'm going to go up here, I'm going to type in my original function, which is y equals negative 2 divided by 3 x plus 4. Underneath it, I'm going to write the ordered pair, and the ordered pair that I had was a 2, negative 3. And then I'm going to type in my final answer, which was y equals 3 divided by 2 x. Oops, put the x in the wrong place. Delete that. X minus 6. And you'll notice it goes straight through that point, and it's perpendicular. It forms a right angle with the other line. Now we're going to do one more problem. Okay, one more problem. Bless you. Okay. So we're going to go over here. I'm going to do the exact same process. Problem number 9. That's your x. That's your y. This is your m value. Okay. So I'm going to write y equals mx plus b. Now what am I going to do with my slope? What did you guys change the 7 to become? What did you change it to be? If it's 7/1, what's perpendicular to 7/1? What? -1/7. So you better put -1/7. So that's your new slope that's going to be perpendicular to a slope of 7. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 6, and I'm going to plug it in right there. I'm going to take the 4, and I'm going to plug it in right here. So what's my new equation going to be? What number am I plugging in for what? 4. Equals -1/7, open parentheses, what number here? 6. Plus b. Okay? Now, here this stays at 4. -1/7 times 6 is -6/7 plus b. Okay? So what do I have to add to both sides? Add 6/7 to this side and 6/7 to this side. Now, this right here zeroes out, and we're left with b equals, now, if you have a whole number and a fraction, you can write it as 4 and 6/, because that's a whole number, that's a fraction. You can put them together as a mixed numeral. Now what I'm gonna do right here is I'm actually gonna change it to an improper fraction by multiplying 4 times 7 and then adding a 6. 4 times 7 is 28. 28 plus 6 is 34. So I want you guys to write it as 34 over 7.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So here's my final equation. Negative 1, 7, x plus 34 over 7. And what should this equation pass through? It should pass through the ordered pair what? 6 and a 4. Now what we're going to do now, write that down. What we're going to do now together, we're going to go to Desmos, we're going to type everything into Desmos together, and you should see that it goes through the ordered pair 6, 4. So that's what we're going to do. Okay? All right, now we're going to go ahead and go to Desmos, and we're going to go ahead and type it in. So here we go. There's the keyboard. You're up the keyboard. Y equals 7 x. Oh, here, I'll go back to the original screen. All right.
I have it.
Plus 1. Okay.
Plus 1.
Okay. I'll go down to the next slot.
Okay.
Open up the ordered pair. What's the ordered pair we're going through? 6 and a what? 6, 4. Close that parentheses. Good. And now we're typing in our final answer. Y equals. Just hit the delete, the backspace. Right there.
Oh.
You got it.
Y equals
Negative 1 divided by 7. You gotta hit, once you hit 1 divided by 7, you gotta hit the right arrow. There you go, x. And what was our y-intercept? Plus, it's plus 34 divided by 7. And you should see a line pass through that point. Very good, excellent. Stay right there. Now, what I want you guys to understand when you guys are doing all of this, this right here, this should prove to you that you got the right answer because there is a right angle right there and it does go through that point. That's the proof. Okay? Every single time you do a problem, you got to be able to prove to yourself that you got it right. Okay? Very good. Now we have 2 more multiple choice problems left and we're done. Okay? So all we got to do is just do some multiple choice. Okay? Number 10. It says line G is graphed on the coordinate plane below. Which linear equation can be used to represent a line that's parallel to G and passes through what point? Negative 6, comma 1. So right now, can you guys put a negative 6, 1 right there on your paper? Negative 6, 1 right there on your paper. Okay? Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to look at this slope. This is supposed to be what? Parallel, right? Parallel lines have the same slope. So this one has an ordered pair right here. And as I travel down, where can I put another point? I can put another point right here or right there. So how much does that go down and how much does that go over? What's my slope of that green triangle? How much does it go down and over? 2/3. So it's negative 2/3 because it goes down 2 and over 3. Down 2 and over 3. Okay? So we have to find a slope of what? Negative 2/3. Okay? So it looks like right now we have A, B, C, or D. Only one of those is going to have a negative 2/3 slope and go through which point? Go through a negative 6 and a 1. Okay? Now, are these in slope-intercept form? No, they're in standard form. They're in A, X plus B, Y equals C. When it's in standard form, there's a cool way to find slope. It will always be the negative A value divided by the B value. That's how you can always find slope in standard form. That's a cool little trick without having to change every single one.
So 1 is negative 3 over 2.
Ah, that's right. Okay, so automatically we know the answers are either what? A or negative. Well, actually, hold on. This is the A value. This is the B value. This is the C value. So automatically A and D are going to cancel out, and we know it's going to be B or C. Okay, it's going to be B or C. All right? Now, what do they have to pass through? A negative 6 and a 1. So go to decimals. All right, go to decimals. Right here, we're going to clear this out, clear this out, clear this out. We're going to open up the parentheses. We're going to do 6, comma, oh, sorry, not 6. Negative 6, comma 1. Okay? Negative 6, comma 1. Now, type in 2x plus 3y equals negative 9. 2x plus 3y equals, was it negative 9? Does that pass through that point right there? What was our other answer choice that it could have possibly been? 2x what? 2x
plus 3y equals 15.
equals 15. You see how that point, you see how these are parallel to each other, but it doesn't pass through that point. That's why this answer is the final answer and not the other one. Now, how could I do this one by hand? How could I prove that 2x plus 3y equals negative 9 is correct?
I'm turning into y.
It is B. Yeah, the answer is,
mx plus b, and then graph it.
you could do that. Here's another way you could do it, right? What's my x value? Have to be negative 6. What's my y value? Have to be 1. 2 times negative 6 is negative 12. What's negative 12 plus 3 actually equal to? Negative 9. That's another way. You could use the equation and plug in what? Plug in your x value and your y value into the equation, see which one is true. Okay? What's the traditional way of doing it? What you just said? D1?
Turning into y
Right.
equals mx plus b.
So take away 2x from this side, take away 2x from this side. 3y equals negative 2x minus 9. And then divide everything by what? 3. And you get y equals negative 2/3 x minus 3. That would be your equation in y equals form, in slope-intercept form. So right here I go down 2 over 3, down 2 over 3. You guys see where the y-intercept will be? Right there at a negative 3. So go ahead and practice plotting those points and finish up drawing your line. So there's your line. That's parallel to. Now, I'm doing a recording so you can go back and kind of see the step-by-step of what we did. Okay, the first thing I did was do what? I established a slope of this line. That was the first step right there. What was the second step that I did? I wanted to make sure that I had the same exact slope because parallel lines have the same slope. What did it have to pass through? It had to pass through negative 6, 1. So I used a little shortcut. This is not going to be on the STAR test formula chart. That one, okay? But if you can memorize it, negative a over b, when it's in standard form, what can you find really, really, really quickly? You can find the answer. You can find the slope. What was the slope that we needed to find? We needed to find the same slope as our original line. And you could just, and what did we do that? Make it easy to check it? Happy to do that. Okay? That's what I want you to be able to do. Use Desmos to help you be able to check your answers. Okay, last one. This one's different. What are we trying to find? Something that's not parallel, but what? Perpendicular. This is our last problem. First thing I want you to do is I want you to plot the points, x and y. Plot that point. 3, negative 6. So go over 3, down negative 6, and put a point right there. Okay? The next thing we're going to do is we're going to figure out what the heck this slope is. It's kind of hard to see, but it looks like it goes right here, right here, right here. It looks like it goes down 1 and over 3. You guys see that? Down 1 over 3. So right now, what's our slope of the original line? Negative 1/3. What slope is perpendicular to that, Gracie? Just 3. So 3 over 1. That's what's perpendicular to it. So our new slope has to have a slope of what? 3 over 1. So from this point, I want you to go up 3, over 1, up 3, over 1, up 3, over 1, up 3, over 1. I want you to draw in your new line right here that goes through that point of a 3 and a negative 6. This is the line that you need to find. Okay? Now, where does it look like my y-intercept is going to be? Way down here. It's going to be way down on the y-axis. Okay? So of these right here, which one of those is going to have a y-intercept that's going to be way down? C and A. So if you had to make a choice between one and the other, which one do you think it's going to end up becoming? C? Let's check. You're right. It is going to end up becoming C. All right? If you type in a Desmos, check it out. We're going to type in, what's our ordered pair? 3 and a negative 6. Okay, so there's our, I'm going to zoom out so we can see it. There we go. There's our ordered pair. And then we're going to type into Desmos, 3x minus y equals 15, because that will be the right answer. 3x minus y equals 15. Boom. Look where my y-intercept's at. It's at a what? 0, negative 15. By hand, this is what I want you to be able to prove. I want you to be able to take 3x minus y equals 15, and I want you to be able, okay, to move things across. So you have negative y equals negative 3x plus 15, and then you divide everything by a negative 1. The only thing I didn't do, I did a little shortcut, is to move the 3x across. And your final answer to slope-intercept form is y equals 3x minus 15. So it has a slope of 3, and the y-intercept's at a negative 15, which is way down here. So that's why it's answer choice C. What's the slope of each of these? What would be the slope of each of those? If I did negative a over b. What's my a value here?
It would be x over 3y.
That's 1, so it's going to be negative 1 over negative 3. So what would this slope be? 1 third. What would this be? If I did negative a over b, it'd be negative 3 over
1.
That's right. So this slope right here is going to be negative 3 over 1, or just negative 3. So that's negative 3. This one we found to be a slope of 3. Okay? And this one it would also be a slope of 3. But this y-intercept would be at negative 3. That y-intercept is going to be at negative 15. Okay? So this right here, negative a over b, is a very easy way to find what? Slope from standard